Hi everyone, I'm Kathy and this is Kathy's Vegan Kitchen. Welcome back. Today we're making Thai curry noodles and I'd like to add some tofu to it. And as you know, I like to marinate my tofu overnight. So it's a quick and easy marinade. I prefer the super firm tofu, and I'm not gonna lie, it's because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to press it. And you don't have to press this at all, which is great. You take it out of the package. I buy this at Whole Foods and Trader Joe's also has it. So I'm going to take it out of the package. I have a paper towel. I'm going to dry it off a little bit, but it doesn't need to be pressed. Now, if I was going to grill this tofu, I would cut it down the center and then I would cut it into 4 equal pieces. I'd marinate it and then I'd grill it. This time for these noodles, I'm going to make little cubes and I am going to air fry it, which you can also bake it or you can put it in the skillet, and I'll tell you how to do all those ways. So we're going to cut the tofu into cube-sized pieces. You want them about bite-sized pieces. And you want them to be as close as possible so they're equal, so they cook equally. We're going to cut these up. Now, for this recipe, you do not have to add tofu. This is an extra optional. The noodles are great on their own. There's a bunch of vegetables in it that we're going to put in. I just wanted some tofu, so we're just going to add tofu to it. So just so you know, it's not a tofu recipe. It's a noodle recipe, and it just has added tofu. Okay, so I have all my little cubes of tofu. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the juice of 1 lime, and I'm going to put it in a container. And I love these little glass containers because they keep everything all tight in there so the marinade goes all over the tofu. And I'll tell you another little trick that I do when we get there. So we have a juice of 1 lime, and I have 1 tablespoon of Thai curry paste. We're going to put that in there. And then 2 tablespoons of vegetable broth. You can also use water if you don't have vegetable broth open. You don't want to open one for it. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to whisk these ingredients together so you have a sauce. Okay, so now we're going to take the tofu pieces and we're going to put it inside the marinade or inside the dish. Pack them all in there. And then you're going to put the top on. Do you remember, if you're old enough, you'll remember. Do you remember shake and bake? So you want to shake it around so it covers all of the pieces of tofu. And then you're going to pop it into the refrigerator overnight. 3 hours minimum, but it's better overnight because it absorbs everything. So what I do is I put it in the refrigerator. And then anytime I go into the refrigerator between now and tomorrow, I kind of shake it about a little bit. And then we'll check it out tomorrow when we make the noodles. The tofu is marinated. And as you can see, there's very little marinade left. So I'm going to air fry the tofu like I mentioned. So I'm going to put all the pieces onto my air fry pan. If you're doing this in an air fryer, a smaller one than what I have, you want to cook in batches because you don't want to overcrowd the tofu. And you're going to preheat your air fryer to 375, and you're going to cook this for 10 to 15 minutes, which is about the amount of time it takes to cook the entire meal, which is always nice. We're going to make everything else in 1 pot. So if you're not using the tofu, everything happens in that 1 pot and you're going to be done, and you don't have to cook anything else in any other pan. One-stop shopping. I like 1-pot meals because they're easy to make and you have 1 pot to clean when you're done, other than the little dishes that people eat from. Whoops. Okay, so the tofu is laid out. We're going to pop it in the air fryer for 10 to 15 minutes. And start to make the rest. So I have a Dutch oven here. You can use a non-stick pan, but you want one with sides. It's pretty big. And you want to heat it to about medium high. And you are going to add 2 cloves of garlic that I minced, 2 tablespoons of ginger that's minced, and 1 yellow onion cut into slivers. And we're going to move that around a little bit before we add the mushrooms. You want these onions to be a little translucent before you add the mushrooms. And you're going to notice I have vegetable broth on the side other than what's already going to be in the recipe, just in case stuff sticks to the bottom. This Dutch oven is not really non-stick, but it works just fine, and I like it because it's big, but you can use a non-stick pan. It's probably easier. Okay, and as these start to sizzle up, we're now going to add the mushrooms. Yeah, we're going to cook those up until they're brown. The mushrooms and the onions and the ginger and garlic, as you can see, they've created their own moisture. And now we're going to add the red peppers, 1 red bell pepper, or you can use two medium ones. I had a huge one, so I would probably say 2 medium ones, but this one was like huge. Into strips, we're going to put that in there and move it around a little bit. We have 5 ounces of snap peas, and I cut them into half, and I do that so it's easier to eat, so you don't have the big long ones in there. We're going to put those in there, and we're going to move that around a couple minutes. Okay, now we're going to add 1 can of light coconut milk. If you don't have light coconut milk, what you need to do is you can make plant milk, and you're going to actually mix that with 2 teaspoons of coconut extract. But I forgot something. You need your curry paste. I have red curry paste right here, and it's 5 to 6 tablespoons depending on how spicy you like it. I like it spicy, so I'm putting 6 in. And Paul's going to have to like it spicy, aren't you, honey? Because I'm putting 6 in.
Your mom said it.
Yeah, my mom doesn't like spice. Be very hungry. Okay, so we have 6 tablespoons of curry paste, and we're going to mix that into the veggies, and all the moisture from the vegetables makes it just melt really quick. Are you making a dog sound noise? All right, now we're going to add that coconut milk. Light coconut milk, 1 can. Again, you can switch it out for regular plant milk and coconut extract. And we're going to spin that around a little bit. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, now we're going to add 3½ cups of vegetable broth. And you're going to kick up your heat to high, and you're going to start to boil it. Once the mixture is boiling, we're going to add 14 ounces of rice noodles. You can use the really wide ones, but what you have to pay attention to, I have the stir-fry skinny ones. What you have to pay attention to is the cooking time. The wide ones take longer to cook. These take 4 to 6 minutes to boil, but then they cook in a stir-fry for 3 to 4 minutes. So because we're doing a 1-pot meal where we're not draining and using a separate pan, we're putting all of them in, and it's going to boil for 10 minutes. Whoops. Or you could just throw a rice noodle across the room. So we're going to reduce the heat a little bit to medium-low. You don't want to take it all the way down to simmer. So it continues to boil. And the noodles are going to cook in 10 minutes time. The tofu is out of the air fryer, nice and crispy. No oil, just the marinade that we put on. And if you look in here, most of all of the liquid has been absorbed by the noodles, which is exactly what we wanted. Now, we're going to do the juice of 1 lime. I have 2 limes here. 1 lime I'm keeping wedged up so we can use it as a garnish. But we're going to do one of the limes into the pot. Whoop. And then I'm going to do, this is a 1/4 cup of cilantro. I'm going to put 1/8 of a cup in the actual noodles itself. And we're using the rest for garnish. And then I have some Thai basil we're going to garnish with. And I think this also needs a little salt. That's up to you. If you follow a no salt diet, don't do it. But I'm adding a couple teaspoons of salt. And you're going to stir it all together. Obviously turn the heat off. Yum, yum. Okay, now to plate it, you're going to take the noodles. Whoops. Have them slide off into your plate. Messy. For those of you who always said I should have a YouTube channel, this is the reason why. It's because I'm a messy cook. I know, just a minute, I'll fix it. All right. That's what this little towel thing's for. All right. So we don't look like a messy Bessie. We have the noodles. I'm going to add some cilantro to the top. I'm going to add some tofu pieces. You don't have to use the tofu. Again, that is an option. Some Thai basil. And I'm going to serve with a lime wedge. And look how pretty. Thai noodles. Hope you love them. See you next time.